Welcome to Empower. I'm glad that you're watching us today. My name is Beatrice Chuchu. This is a program where we focus on people and workplace. And I'm glad that today you've decided to be there, work with us, and always give us feedback, because feedback helps us to be better people and even to give you more content that you really need. So as we talk about work and people, or workplace and people, we've been looking at various things that we really need to do so that we can become the best that God has made us. And so today, we are continuing with integrity at workplace, a very practical way, and we have a special guest who will show us or try to explain to us how he has actually done it at his workplace in dealing with people, dealing with customers, and also as a person himself. And I want to introduce our guest today. Please, Ryan, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Please say hi to our viewers and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ryan Cuthell. I'm the Country Director for Mission Aviation Fellowship in Kenya.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a privilege to be here today. Thank you for inviting me to the
Pleasure.
show. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Can you tell us briefly, what do you do in Mission Aviation Fellowship?
Yeah, so MAF, for in short, is a Christian organization, and we use aircraft. So when you hear the word aviation in there, you're thinking, how is that a mission? But what we do is we use our aircraft to connect people, missionaries, the church, organizations doing relief and development, and we connect them to the remote and isolated communities in Kenya, and even in the region, South Sudan and other places. Yeah, so we are aviation professionals, but we feel God has called us to use our skills and our passion to reach remote people.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what we do. We've been in Kenya for a long time. The organization was founded about 75 years ago.
In Kenya?
Not in Kenya. In the UK and in the US and even in Australia many years ago. But we've been in Kenya since 1959. So we've been in Kenya 63 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's so nice to hear that you work with people, and being a Christian-based organization, your focus is God has called you to do what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So our mission is actually to serve together to bring help, hope, and healing to isolated communities using aviation. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Help, hope, and healing.
Exactly.
Those are 3 H.
Yeah, exactly.
That is so nice. Yeah. Now, we have been talking about integrity at work, and we have talked about it for some time. But today I want us to look at it, because when I was going through the MAF website, I realized that it's well displayed when explaining one of your values. When they're explaining excellence, they bring in integrity.
Yes.
And that caught my eyes, because I realized, wow, this is amazing. And you realize in most cases, you find that people use it. In our many core values, you'd find integrity is mentioned or it's well displayed there. And you want to see how practical can it be. And in this sense, looking at you and MAF itself. So as the country director, how have you ensured that integrity is not only mentioned in your website, but it's active in the running of the organization?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Yes.
I think it's probably it's the core value in our organization.
Yes.
But even as a Christian, I think it should be one of our core values.
Yes.
One of our other values is witness, and I think if you don't show integrity or excellence in what you do, how is that a witness as a Christian in your faith and as an organization? So for us, excellence, well, obviously we're in aviation. So the first thing we do when we fly our aircraft, when we maintain our aircraft, we want to do it in an excellent way.
Yes.
There are many ways in business. You can take shortcuts,
yes.
save money here, save time there. But often when you do that, you have to compromise your integrity.
Yes.
But in MAF, we have made the choice that we do not compromise on those things. At the end of the day, we're a service provider. And some people, they fear flying, they fear aviation.
Yes.
So for us, making sure we're doing it so well, following all the rules. There are many rules to follow in aviation to provide safe service. But for us, we don't compromise. And it's really important. I think when our staff join the organization, when we do induction, we make it very clear this is who we are as an organization.
Yes.
We want to be setting the bar and also encouraging other people in our sector, in aviation, that it's possible to run a business without taking any shortcuts. So for us, it's important. You start right from the beginning. When you bring a staff member into the into the organization, you make sure they know who we are. Because they may have come from other places where, hey, it's okay to take shortcuts. But in MAF, this is how we operate.
So as the country director, so I hear you saying that this is something that you also personally get involved in it.
Yeah.
That we must do this. Because why I say that is because you find that sometimes there can be such values like integrity in an organization, but you realize that there are some top people in the organization that don't actually enforce.
That's true.
And when I listen to you saying this is something that it must happen.
Yeah.
We don't have a shortcut.
Exactly. It has to come from the top down, but it also has to come from the bottom up.
Yes.
To hold each other accountable. I think accountability for integrity is key.
Yes.
If you want it to run through the organization, it needs to be coming from the top down, but also from the bottom up. If you're in a meeting and you're discussing an issue,
Yes.
and usually there are many options you can take.
Yes.
Some of them might involve compromise or shortcuts, but I think as the leader of a Christian organization who values integrity, you have to hold to it, stick to it. As soon as you start to compromise, then I think the people around you think, hey, it's actually, it's okay to take shortcuts. So yeah, I think it's very important as a leader that you have that value and that you live it. But it's also really important that you allow people to challenge. So when I mean from the bottom up, having staff members who feel comfortable challenging maybe a decision that I have made, and they think, actually, Ryan, why don't we do it this way? There's for some reason it's actually better if we do it this way. And I think as a leader, you also have to be a bit vulnerable and say, hey, actually, you're right. What you're suggesting is the right way to do it. Let's do it that way.
Wow.
Which, most leaders, myself included, have egos, and we like to think that we're always right. But it's really important as a Christian, being a servant leader, you need to be vulnerable, be open to correction, and lead that way. It's very important.
Wow, I love that. So I can see that for integrity to work and to be able to thrive within an organization, there's that communication between the senior team, the other team members. When you're discussing which way are we following, that all of you must collaborate and work together. So that integrity can be seen within the business. Wow, that's amazing. And I love that. So how have this, would you say that, or how have this been displayed when dealing with your partners? Customers and suppliers. I know you deal with a lot of partners, you deal with customers. Actually, I got someone who said, someone made a mention about MAF and said, MAF, they are very strict in bringing in people. But if you get in and you do the right thing, you remain. You actually don't compromise. So that's a good thing. And I got like, okay, that's so nice. Yes.
Yeah, I think with our partners, I think you're right. We do have to be strict.
Yes.
As we operate aircraft, there are many rules. Even the aircraft itself has limitations.
Yes.
But some people think it's okay to flex the limitations, the rules. So some people, maybe they get frustrated by MAF that we stick to the rules. Hey, I want to bring all these extra bags and all these extra things. But we are very strict. And maybe it can cause some frustration. But I think when people reflect back, they say, hey, MAF is doing it this way.
Yes.
For the purpose of safety and because we care for our partners. We want to protect them. We want to do it the right way. So, I think as we work with our partners, integrity is key, especially, as I mentioned, as a Christian organization, you have a witness. If you're not using integrity in the way you work, people then start questioning, hey, but I thought MAF was a Christian organization, but yet they're doing these things. So it's actually really important, not just within the organization, but as you reflect God in the work that you do, you need to show integrity. So that could be in the promises we make to our customers and our partners. You need to honor your promises, your commitments to them. So it's really important as you work with your partners and customers that you show integrity in that way.
Wow, I love that aspect of commitment, because most of the time you realize that organizations can actually have even agreements that are signed, even SLAs, And you see the way maybe sometimes you have a partner, you're doing something for them, or maybe you're maintaining an aircraft for them, and you have agreements that you have. And so as your customer or a partner, I know this is exactly what I expect from the organization. But you realize that sometimes organizations fail to meet that. And as a customer, I'm so frustrated because I'm following the agreement.
Yes.
You know, for me, I'm like, this is what we agreed. And maybe how have you handled that? Because that is critical.
It is.
When you're dealing with people.
Yeah, and let's be honest, we're all human. We make
Yes.
mistakes. We make errors in
Yes.
judgment. But the other part of integrity, it's not about never making a mistake, but it's about owning your mistakes. So if you do have a situation with a customer, like you said,
Yes.
where maybe we didn't quite meet the level that we had said we would in our agreement, don't ignore them or brush them away. I think as a Christian organization, if you value integrity,
Yes.
you have to own up to the mistakes you've made as an organization or as an individual.
Yes.
Apologize, try and correct it, try and improve and grow and do better next time. But I think being integrous is about owning those things and trying to improve on it. And being open and apologizing, being vulnerable again.
Yes. We sometimes struggle with that. You don't want to come down and say, you know what, we underestimated, or maybe the work took longer than we thought. And then again, people now we start having a lot of push and pull with the customers.
Exactly.
And I think that is very critical.
Yeah.
So what would you say are the benefits that maybe you have gained as an organization for keeping integrity before we take a short break?
Yeah, I think the key benefits would be your reputation.
Yes.
Yeah, and the trust you get from your partners or your customers.
Yes.
Yeah, being in Kenya for 63 years shows that our brand, our organization, the name has lasted a long time.
Yes.
And I think it's because of integrity. Yeah, I'm sure there's been times when we've frustrated people.
Yes.
But you improve on it, you apologize, you do the right thing next time, and you raise your level of service. So I think having a good reputation is one of the main benefits for integrity. And as I said, trust.
Yes.
People trust you, even if you make a mistake. Because of you've been at this level the whole time, you make one mistake, this trust is not broken easily if you've had a long history of integrity. So yeah, I think they're the main benefits, I would say.
Thank you, Ryan. We need to take a short break.
No problem.
Thank you so much for watching this program. We believe that you're learning, and we desire to become people of integrity. We are taking a short break. We'll be right back.